Hey there, Cherries DIY here. Today what we're looking at is a switch from the 1920s or 1930s, which is a porcelain back made by F Circle Industries, or as some people call it Circle F, for their ubiquitous little F in a circle. So F in Circles Industry, it's rated for 5 amps at 250 volts and 10 amps at 125 volts. This one came out of the back of the house as it used to supply power to the garage, which was fed by two knob and tube lines, of course, back in those days, as we have discussed before. And it basically only powered one thing in that garage, and that was just a single light bulb attached to one of those twist sockets, like the Leviton ones we always install in lamps. So it was hanging from a ceramic junction, as I showed in episode 3, I believe, season 3. So this was the switch that was there in the back of the house that would supply the power. And it it was still connected to a live wire, and it was off for all of these years, probably decades, probably before my parents even got the house. And no one ever really did anything with it. There was just a neutral wire and a hot wire sticking out of the back of the house like some kind of DIY project gone wrong. It just looked, it was a bad scene. It looked really dumb, and I don't know, I think my dad got shocked by the neutral wire at one point when he was painting the house. But anyway, I digress. What we all came to see is a nice porcelain back switch, yeah? Yeah. Don't blink. It's relatively simple mechanics. We simply pull this toggle, and it causes this lever inside to flip to the contacts. It opens the circuit, it closes the circuit. And pretty fast time too, considering its age. It's a little bit rusty because at one point this got water damaged. I guess it was when the roof was really bad when my parents got the house. Either that or it's just natural heat and humidity, as this is a type of cast iron, I believe. I believe it's cast iron. These contacts are brass. That's all brass in there for the most part. But yeah, it's a little wire damaged, and it operated like ass. But you know, I decided to just clean it out with water and soap and scrub it pretty hard, and I chipped away a little bit of the rust right here so you could see the rating for it. And this came out too, which is a little bit of cardboard, which is the insulator to help protect against any sparks that could have probably occurred with a design like this. And it fell out, but I'm going to keep it. I'm going to keep it there. Why not? And the switch I replaced this with was a Leviton that, of course, could handle 15 amps at 125 volts AC. And it's funny because it had a black toggle, just like this one, and then it wasn't a porcelain body, of course, but it had some white around here, and then the rest of the back was black. And what was really nice is that it had that nice back wire, the screw clamps, so that's how we installed that. And it feeds a light now. There's a light in the back of the house, so I disconnected the old line that was going outside of the house, and I just pretty much rerouted it to the new light that's by the back door. So I just thought I'd share this wonderful, wonderful switch. And it still works, really. It's just not very efficient at its job since there's some corrosion and whatnot. But the mechanism still works quite well. Though I wouldn't recommend it for any use other than just a decorative item. This is probably one of the well, actually this is the last super old switch in the house. The oldest ones now are from the 1970s. And this is pretty much an original. They had toggle switches like this in the late 20s and early 30s. I'm assuming that was around the time that they installed the line to the garage with the light, for the light, rather. Nice little piece of history. It reminds me of some book called, oh gosh, I can't remember the name of it, but it was a book about forgotten things along the way of American life. And a porcelain backlight switch is probably going to be in a book like that someday when they rewrite it for covering the things that happened in what's now modern time but will soon be the past. So that's today's video. Thanks for watching.